watching Govs Radio. This is where you go if you want to see something or if you want to hear something funny. Coming up in just a couple of minutes. This is a joke I told. What? I'm not on Gov Radio? Call the police. Call my agent.
And I'll tell you another thing. I'll tell you, you know what you are?
Go ahead.
You're a four-flushing son of a cow-eating.
You know,
Tell me when we're on so I can get.
Is your mother watching?
I don't know. Are we on?
You're on.
Oh, hey, welcome to the Steve Square. I'm your host, Funny Man. Actually, I'm changing it. You know how I say Funny Man, Stevie K? I don't feel funny anymore.
Why?
I'm your host, Sarcastic Man. Or what's something you would describe me? Give me an adjective. What I don't want Funny Man anymore.
The caustic.
Man. Steve, you just gave 99% of our audience is on Thesaurus right now looking that up.
The caustic Stevie K.
No, they won't. No, I don't even know what that is.
Tony, do you know what that is?
Doesn't sound good.
No.
Thank you, Tony. Give me something better.
My God.
Not Funny Man. What rolls off the tongue that describes me? You've known me for so many years, and that caustic is the best you can come up with?
Why'd you look it up?
I don't like the way it sounds. I know it's abrasive. I get it. I
Okay,
know.
the gruff but lovable
Too long.
Stevie K.
That's actually on. That's what my license plate says. That's why, because I have a long car, among other things.
And he gets upset when I say something. Oh my God.
I don't. Let's change the subject, because by the end of the show, that's your homework. You have to come up with something that describes me, or Tony. Feel free, even though you haven't known me as long, you could describe. Anyway, welcome to the Steve Squared Show. The Amster to my left, the Tonester to my right.
The K in the middle.
Thank you. And I feel like we should do like a song or something.
Center square.
Center square. I'll take center square. So I have to apologize to the audience, to Steve and Tony. I built up this ventriloquist guy. I wanted to deliver him to you. Which camera am I looking at? Am I on 1, 2? Am I on the... There we go. I want to go right into the audience
Actually,
here.
no, that one.
Okay, let me
Sorry.
get... That's okay. I want to get right into your eyes, right into your living room, and tell you how deeply sorry I am.
For what?
I don't like to renege on a promise, and I told the audience... First of all, let me put my cans on.
You put your cans.
What do you think of these?
Are those hooked up?
No.
Didn't
But
think
they
so.
look fantastic, don't
I
they?
didn't think so.
I can't. I don't even know if I'm talking right now. But I had this guy, Steve Petra. He's a ventriloquist, you see, and he, you know what that is, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So and one of my favorites is Jeff Dunham. I love, Jeff.
Yes, I do.
He's great, right? You know that guy, Jeff Dunham, Tony?
Personally, no.
No. Well, you've seen him. You've seen his act, right? With the he makes the puppets. He's very
Absolutely,
good.
yeah.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Which is, you wouldn't think that's such a thing anymore. Who was the famous old time ventriloquist?
I mean, that's been going on for years and years and years. But I mean, more famous people.
Like in the past.
Well, you have Paul Winchell, and then you had Willie Tyler, and you have
Who was the one you said with the hand?
Senor Wences.
Was that the puppet's name or his name?
Well, he had a puppet, and then he had the hand. Oh yeah, he had the hand, and he put the eye, the eyes on there.
So who was Senor Wences? Him or the hand?
The hand?
Was Senor Wences? Or was
No, he was Senor Wences.
That's
no,
what
that
I
was,
right.
That's what,
That's
his
what I was
name
trying to understand.
Charlie McCarthy.
Charlie McCarthy?
Charlie McCarthy, Edgar Bergen.
Charlie McCarthy, who also was one of our best senators back in the 50s.
Exactly.
Yes. But anyway, so I'm excited. I'm gonna have a I can't do this with these headphones.
Put on. You can't hear
Let me put
yourself.
I can't hear anybody.
Your ego is like how
I'm
can
writing
you-
checks my ego can't cash.
Cuckoo baby.
So I talked to him today, and he says, "I'm so sorry, I can't come on." He said, "I'm having oral surgery."
Well, then if
dental-
for ventriloquist, that's serious.
That's right.
That's the
Yes,
moneymaker.
That's the. I said to him, so thanks for nothing. You just ruined my show. And then he didn't take that well, so I don't know if he'll ever be on. No, I said good luck, and he said, I'll reach out to you when my. It's not throat surgery. It's like dental surgery. It's just dental surgery. It's not. Yeah, it's nothing that's going to affect. That's better. Oh yeah.
Oh, much better.
Oh yeah.
You
These
can
are
hear
good. These are so. I love these.
because you love your voice.
I like the late night Stevie K voice. The after dark.
I never knew Stevie K after dark. What's Stevie K like after dark?
Well, you got to get close to the radio
Is that so?
or computer, whatever you're enjoying me and consuming me on right now. And you put on your Montalbani record.
Is there any way you could process this, Tony, so Steve could have a little more bass going on in the voice?
Lady. Steve knows that's my go-to song.
That's his go-to song.
Lady by is that Kenny Rogers or Lionel Richie?
Well, yes.
Both, yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Lionel Richie wrote it and performed it first, all right? And then Kenny Rogers put it out later?
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. What is that?
I have no idea. It says piano music.
This sounds like
Oh,
Delilah.
you're
This
giving me
sounds-
something.
This sounds like
Tony.
Delilah. This sounds like Delilah.
This is nice. I like that piano music.
More like Delilah.
Is it? Well, no. Delilah has that Delilah.
Oh, it's very syrupy kind of music,
So let me ask you guys. I'll ask you. Did you? Because you were talking about the England baseball. How do the English like their baseball? How do they like their bats and balls?
like the pendulum do? I don't know.
Did they have good crowds? Did the people enjoy
They
it?
had about 60,000 people in there.
What did they have it at Wembley Stadium?
Hip hip.
Alta-
no,
Alta
they
Ash?
didn't. No, they didn't. They had it.
Where was it?
They had it in, I think, London Stadium, was it? It's a soccer stadium. It's a football.
Oh, okay.
Football.
Now, sometimes it's weird because I think the Yanks played there or in London. The crowd is so far back. Is that how it was? Was it like it's kind of like
Yes.
So it feel you know what I mean? Like they're
It's
far
a
removed,
huge-
almost like football, right?
It's a huge space.
Which
yeah.
is hard for baseball. You like them more on top of like the stadiums because we're used to the crowd is like on top of the game,
Right.
as opposed to far back. But did you find the time difference weird? Like watching games, was there a morning game?
Yeah, well, yesterday was 10
Sunday
a.m.
was
yeah.
10:30. Yeah,
I enjoyed it watching. I thought it was a nice way to get the.
I wouldn't mind that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like when I lived in California. You had Sunday morning baseball, football. The first game was 10 o'clock in the morning. So I mean,
Sure.
So
it
what
was
did they
great.
do? They accommodate. Talking about for here,
Yeah,
not even London.
correct.
For the 3-hour time difference
Uh-huh.
for the West Coast, like the Yankees were playing a West Coast team, and they actually had like a 1 or 2 o'clock. So that means they more will accommodate East Coast time and give the West Coast a morning game, like at 10 o'clock. They'll have to watch.
No, sometimes they try not to, but sometimes it happens. Just the same as we're watching. We're
here
watching baseball at
midnight,
2 in
right.
the morning.
Right.
1 in the morning.
Right. I used to love that when I was a kid.
I love
when I used to stay up late. And that was the only thing I could stay up late for. Was,
I still love it. I like staying up.
It is cool to watch.
watching or listening to the game. I think it's fun.
Now I do have, you know me. It's never good unless I gripe about something or I'm aggravated about something. It's not really an aggravation, but the Yanks are playing the Dodgers,
right?
And it's and I'm going to be careful here.
Oh,
So it's you have the Japanese media, right? They're all there. I mean, for Ohtani.
right.
And after the game yesterday, they asked Judge a question. Now, I like to think, I understand there's a language issue, okay? But I like to think they know something about sports. They're covering it. What they're not doing is they don't. And I'm saying this, they know Ohtani. They're there to cover Ohtani and his celebrityness and pitch that, not anything to do with baseball. They asked Judge, because I don't know if you watched any of the game last night.
Last night,
So Ohtani's tagging up at third. Judge is trying
yeah.
to throw him out. It's late in the
Right.
game. It's a close play at the plate. He slides. He's safe.
Right.
And the woman asks, and she says, Ohtani fast. You were trying to get him out. He's too fast for you. She says to Judge. And again, it's a language thing. I get it, but I'm just saying that they're there for this, and I have seen it with Ichiro, and it's a different type of media. They're there. It's just different. You know what I'm saying? It's like they don't know really the game with baseball.
I think
It's
they know
just-
the game better than you think.
I think some do.
I mean, baseball's been around in Japan
No,
now for
I know that, but I'm
80
saying
years now.
But I'm saying for the Ohtani,
maybe even before the war, maybe.
but definitely.
Yeah.
And of course they know baseball, but for the Ohtani thing, it's different. I think they send as much as they can for the more celebrity aspect of it, of pitching that story.
Well, he's a huge celebrity.
I
That's
understand.
true.
No, I know, but I'm just saying. No, of course I know they know baseball, Steve. It's not. They know way more baseball than I know cricket, which, by the way, I'm so in. I told Tony before
It's
the show.
exciting.
You did tell me that. Yeah.
I'm telling you, I've seen we've been to Yankee World Series. Nothing compares to late in the match, I believe you call it, of an India-Pakistan match with the wafting smell of curry in the air. As I believe the bat, they call it, but it's called, I would love,
What do they call the bat in cricket, Steve?
it's called a bat. I
Oh,
think it's a
okay.
paddle or a bat. No, it's a bat. You bat the ball. And I love, did you ever see that movie? And I can't remember the movie. What was the movie? Was it John Hamm, where it's the true story, where he goes to India to try to pitch baseball?
Yes.
And he gets the idea by watching cricket match.
Right.
And he goes, and he's watching with the other actor who is from India, and he goes, what is this? He goes, I don't even understand. He goes, there's 400,000 people, there's no rules. He goes, they just hit it, there's no foul territory. They just hit it wherever, and then he gets the idea of, because they have millions of fans of pitching baseball there.
Well, I had some friends Friday. They went to a game Friday morning, and they asked me to go, and I said I'm not going to go.
To the cricket match?
Yeah, it was 10:30 in the morning. I'm not going to go, but they did go, and they really liked it. They were.
But did they understand what they were watching, the rules, or like how
they-
would you know if it's exciting if you would even know what to root
They
for?
thought it was exciting.
Okay.
They thought it was exciting. You're
Look at
right
this. I
there.
got a bug up. This is one of those flying spiders that's on me right now. Did you hear about this?
Yes, I've heard about the flying spiders.
There were flying spiders on my car. There were well, tell me, do you know anything about this that you can enlighten the audience with?
What they're from Asia, and they're not going to hurt humans. But they're going to hurt other insects. And they're big.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, oh, they're big. Oh,
So how did they get all the way here from Asia? Did they get on a boat or something, or did they
they
actually
literally.
flew here?
You know what? They get on boats. They get on planes. You know, they stow away just like any. This is how that happens.
It's unbelievable.
I mean, and then there's some other. You know, that's how insects travel very easily for them to.
Yeah.
Just
Get inside something.
happen to be in something and they end up on a plane.
I saw. I don't have. Do I have a picture of it? I think I have a picture of it actually, of the spider. I definitely think I do. Hold on. Talk to the audience. Let me look for the spider.
They're very scary looking, but
Yes,
they're
it
not.
was-
They're. You know.
Oh, do you see this? Sleeping on the job is becoming a new thing. Sleeping on the job is
Yeah, Tony was telling us about someone here who was falling asleep on the air.
It says 33. It says, who was that? Were you?
No, it was not Tony. It was someone who was not.
Oh, okay.
Who was it? It was a guest, right? It wasn't.
Yes.
It was a guest.
Oh, that's quite the guess. 33% are now have admitted to falling asleep at some time or another on the job.
But not in this country, but other places, it's part of their workday where they allow that.
Oh, like a little rest time, nap
well,
time?
Yeah.
well, that's what happens. You know, around Europe.
Right. I think it's Finland.
I
think,
worked. I had a job where I had to obtain rights to videotapes from all over the world. And I called France, and I can't get them because it's 12 noon in France, and they're gone for 2 hours. That's
Right.
it.
Yeah.
12 o'clock goes, everyone's gone. Siesta.
I was showing a picture of the cricket here. The cricket, right?
That it's called cricket. Steve.
Cricket.
Cricket.
Yes. So it says here under the caption,
And
India's...
not to be confused with the crickets that are in your basement.
No,
Those
no,
crickets.
those are jumping crickets. Those are a lot scarier.
Yeah.
And remind me, because I do have a raccoon issue to talk to you about.
Oh.
But India's Rohit Sharma scored 52 off 37 balls, which Wednesday, before retiring with a right arm injury. Oh, he's going to be out for a while. That doesn't look good for Rohit.
I know.
No, it doesn't.
It's day-to-day right now, but he's going to miss the whole... they said the whole warm season.
Send him out to L.A. See Dr. Job and see what
He's going to see Dr. Val Guzman, get that arm checked out.
Dr. Val. Little inside baseball.
He's
there.
got a...
We all love Dr. Val Guzman.
Oh, Mr. Guzman? Now,
That's Doctor.
I wonder if they get the similar type of injuries, because he's swinging a bat. Like, is it an oblique injury? Now, this guy, I don't know if he's got padding there, but does that look like he would have an oblique problem, Steve? He doesn't look in super shape there.
Oblique. Well, first thing, they don't wear...
What kind of uniform is that?
I mean, that's a cricket uniform, I would assume.
I only want to spend the next shows talking about cricket. I will annoy everybody talking
Take a
about
look
cricket.
at I mean,
I
I know.
I don't know.
I mean-
He's one of their stars.
At first look,
I have his cricket card. I collect them.
At first,
Topps came out with a line of
at
cricket
first
cards, and it doesn't have gum in it. It's got some. It's got like that
Fish and
curry
chips.
Yeah, exactly.
At first look, I thought the guy had one of those leg problems where your legs blow up. You know, there's a lot of water retention. But then I see it's the guards.
Yeah. So now that ball, I wish it's supposedly like a lacrosse ball. It's very hard. It's like a rock. Like you take one of these in foul territory, like these fans are.
He looks like he has a little. A little chub.
A little something going on in the mid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm saying he probably.
You know, Steve,
he's got a right arm injury.
This is an opening for you. You should have gone in there and should have pitched your services
I should.
as an athletic trainer.
You're right. Now, USA has a team,
They do.
which I marvel. I didn't know USA has a team. They have a cricket team, which is pretty amazing. And I think Saladino and Blakeman are on the team. I actually think they had to put a team together, so quickly they jumped in and played. Can't miss snacks at the Cricket World Cup. So you're at the World Cup.
Yeah.
It's about, I don't know how many people there. What they say they had 1 million, 2 million fans up at Hempstead Turnpike? It was crazy.
I was about to ask you about the food because I know people who said the food was really good.
Okay, so here I'll give you a couple of foods that are popular.
Right.
They got the vegetarian tikka fries, which aren't all French fries vegetarian. I mean, they're French fries, right?
It depends on if they're cooked in animal fat.
Can I tell you, not to interrupt, but we had
Please.
that exact conversation on my show today.
About?
I am not making that up. About French fries, whether they're kosher or and vegetables and.
But that's actually was a lawsuit because McDonald's uses an animal fat,
Right.
and in India,
Yeah.
it's sacred not to eat that, and I guess it wasn't told, or they didn't use a different oil for their McDonald's locations, right? Is that
Right.
something like that?
And the same thing was going to happen with Nathan's. Do you know what happened with Nathan's? Nathan's was only in.
Nathan's.
We know that. So there was like Coney Island, and then they opened a place in Oceanside and whatever. But then they decided in the 70s to franchise, and they were building more and more like regular restaurants around. And so all these places opened up in malls and stuff.
Right.
And they were trying to figure out why the French fries at Nathan's in these malls and whatever were not tasting good. They weren't tasting bad, but they certainly weren't as good
As the original.
And they realized what it was. They never changed the oil in Coney Island. They would never change the oil.
So when did when was the first Coney Island opened? When did it open? The Nathan's?
Nathan's, I guess, if I remember the sign.
The 20s or the 30s?
No, probably like 16 maybe?
1916.
I mean,
So
1916.
you're telling me and you go in there
It's probably
1992,
the same,
it's the same
it's
oil.
probably the same oil.
Oh, that's
Well, I'm
delicious.
sure-
Oh, that's fantastic.
I'm sure they did change the oil, but I'm probably
I would-
probably not often.
Right. I get the idea is yes. I think there was more reason.
It's so delicious.
It
though.
is the
It's
way
so
you get
good.
a nice hot dog.
One day I want to ask Jack LaLanne, Jack, why can't I have a Nathan's hot dog? Is good. It's good, right? It's
It
got
could never hurt you.
It has protein,
Now, what event is coming up at Nathan's that signifies the true desire of an athlete?
know
Forget
what?
cricket, forget the baseball, everything going on. The true test of an athlete is coming on July 4th at Coney Island, Stephen.
It's a big wiener fest there.
Well, let me clarify for the audience who's completely confused at home right now. It is the hot dog eating contest,
Yes.
the July 4th National Hot Dog Eating Contest. 9-time winner, Joey Chestnut.
You're a big fan of Joey Chestnut.
I have all Joey Chestnut's cards. He's
Steve,
fantastic.
It's, if there was a top 10 list of people that Steve names on this program, for some reason, doesn't matter what time of the year it is, Joey Chestnut always ends up.
Well, first
in
of all, the name is
in
fantastic.
conversation.
The name is great, and especially for a champion eater. And they had this is interesting. Long Island had a local eating contest to get into because you can't just get in. I
Right.
mean, that's your 20 top eaters. But you have to win little local contests.
Of course.
So they had the Long Island one, and the winner got to go in to eat next to Joey.
Right.
Now, how many what is the most? Can you eat more hot dogs at one sitting or slices of pizza? What do you think you could? Have you ever sat and ate like a whole pie or 3 slices or 4, whatever? I don't know.
Well, I mean, even a pie is a lot, but it's not compared to what a professional eater is doing.
Right, but what would have been the most? Like, what do you think you would enjoy at least eating more of? Hot dogs or pizza? I don't know why I'm picking those two. But.
I mean, it's a interesting thing. I mean, I love pizza. Depends on the pizza.
It depends on the pizza.
If it's a certain pizza, restaurant that I like, yeah, I love pizza. Hot dogs, yes. Every so often I could have maybe. I don't think I could have as many as Joey does.
Wow.
Maybe
What would be a lot for you at a barbecue? What is it?
probably At a barbecue, maybe 2.
Okay.
But, there are times if I go to the ball game, I might eat more.
Really?
Yes. I've controlled myself considerably. Last time I went to the game, I only had 2 hot dogs.
Which game?
Met game.
Now, what hot dogs do they use?
Same as Yankee Stadium, Nathan's.
Oh, they all use Nathan's.
Yeah, they both have Nathan's.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, were you a relish, mustard? What kind of guy
Mustard.
are you? Mustard, no relish.
No relish.
Tony? Oh, you don't eat hot dogs.
No, I love hot dogs.
Oh, you do?
I do.
What? I keep
But
thinking Tony's a vegetarian.
no.
I don't know where I get that from.
Tony takes care of himself.
That's what I thought. Yeah, I mean, I
Try
know
to.
that you do.
No?
You're always in good shape.
Well, I don't know.
Look, you're
This is.
slim. You're a little.
You look fantastic.
I don't know. There's a lot.
Tony, stop it.
I don't know.
You're just grabbing skin.
I'm working hard to stay in shape. I don't know what the shape is, but
All right.
Maybe
no, I love hot
maybe
dogs.
Chef Coach over here help you out.
Hey,
maybe
look, I'm a dumbbells trainer. There's
I don't
nothing-
need help being dumb.
Oh, well, but a dumbbell is another story. So here's, tikka fries. Sorry.
Back to the tikka. That was about 20 minutes ago.
I know. We got caught off there.
Tikka fries.
Oh, it says the chips, as you might call them in the UK, where tikka masala is popular, has a mild tomato curry in the center. It's got a dollop of yogurt and pickled onions. Ugh.
I don't know.
$15. It sounds gross.
You had me at curry.
I'm sorry. Who's, by the way, what a 3-point shooter he is, but at the same time, he's a great seasoning and a fantastic 3-point shooter.
Little punching.
With a little tomato in the middle too.
Oh, sure. Double cheeseburger from Volt. Have you heard of this place?
I have not heard of that place.
Celebrity chef brothers Michael and Brian Voltaggio
you know
are a
them?
hit on Top Chef, have opened up in Las Vegas, and now here they have a food truck with a double cheeseburger and accompanying bucket of fresh cut potato fries.
You know, Steve,
Mm-hmm.
you could have been on that show.
What show?
Top Chef, right?
I auditioned
I
for
remember.
Top Chef. I stood on a line with food I brought. I tried to get on.
Really?
I've done a lot of terrible things in my life.
He wore
Wasteful,
an
nonsense things.
He wore an apron with no shirt on, promoted himself.
No, I
as the
didn't do
healthy-
that. I didn't do that. But there is a
healthy-
picture of me like that. But I didn't. Not there. And of course, they didn't even taste my food. They were like, "Ugh."
That one's for the ladies.
Well, I don't know how to cook.
That one's for the ladies.
I saved that. That's the
Yes.
after-hour chef. That's the nighttime chef.
Oh,
Yeah. I serve it steaming hot, Tony. Anyway, my family's watching, Steve. Stop it. Jackfruit
these things.
tacos. Jackfruit tacos from Trejo's Taco.
Danny Trejo's tacos?
Oh,
Let me
sure.
see that. Let me see
Yeah,
that.
that's the actor.
I know. I've been to Trejo's Tacos in L.A. and I love them. They're really good. I had these brisket tacos there.
I thought you were joking when you first said the actor's name. I didn't know he
Yes.
did
Yeah.
that. Wow.
Yes. You want to know what he has in L.A.? He's got a bunch of these stores. Not only does he have Trejo's Tacos, he also has Trejo's Donuts. He sells donuts and coffee.
Really?
Yes.
I had no idea.
I haven't tried those yet, but they're supposed to be great. Yeah, he's doing quite well for himself.
I thought Tony might like this. Packing a punchline. It says here where to get your laughs at comedy shows this spring.
Really? Is that today's paper?
This was yesterday.
Oh.
It says here, so let's see where they think you should go to get comedy. We all know where you should go.
Well, that's right.
To get what?
To get this is Packing a Punch. Where to go for Long Island this spring to get your laughs.
I would think Governors is where else would there be?
That's what I mean. The Steve Squared Show and the Knock 'em Dead comedy is all the laughs you can get.
Exactly.
That's
You
right.
get your. This is a night. Let me show you a night. You get the Steve Squared. First, you listen to Tony Knock 'em Dead comedy
Thank
in the
you.
afternoon. Then maybe you get a Trejo's taco, and you get ready for the Tonight Show with the
You
Steve
might
Squared Show.
want to get maybe get put some Nathan's hot dogs on the grill
With tikka fries on the
little
side.
tikka fries on the side.
See, I'm all inclusive. This is a woke show.
That's healthy,
We're
right?
very. We're
very-
oh, sure.
Just got to look at us. You see nothing but woke.
I broke the woke. I was making it.
Broke
I did
the
a
yolk.
sunny side woke the other day. It was terrible. So let's see where you should go. Where do they say? It says here Chris Roach
Okay.
is performing of Ronkonkoma. Huh? Where is he going to be performing?
Oh, I see a picture. Oh,
Well, that's okay.
I see a picture of Tom Kelly there. Mass Speak was own. Tom Kelly. Right. That's
Tom
that's-
Kelly.
Oh, yeah, Mass Speak with Tom Kelly is
Yep.
going to be headlining at the Smithtown Performing Arts Center.
Which Governors has hand in.
Okay.
Yeah.
What
I
did
bet they
Tom
do.
Kelly say on your show that you had the clip of? It was very funny. Very funny.
He was talking about the abortion clinics with the White Castle right next door, and he was wondering where White Castle was getting their burgers from. Yes.
So, oh wow.
Oh my god.
Oh my God. That's hysterical.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So Tony should get this. I'm not going to tell you which comic is going to make this quote.
Okay.
It says here, this comedian is the same guy on stage as he is off. The only difference is on stage he can talk without getting interrupted. And it says in quotes, I've always looked at situations to see how I could make someone laugh from it. My goal is always to lighten the mood. Who
That
would
would be
have said
funny
that?
man Stevie K.
You would think so,
You
right?
would think.
I
but
was
it's not.
thinking that.
But you'd both be wrong. I've never tried to lighten a mood.
Local? Like
Well, he's here. Yeah, he's performed here, I think, many times.
Are we? Is it Jackie the Joke Man?
Not Jackie the Joke Man. You're not gonna. It's Anthony Rodia.
Oh, Anthony Rodia.
Yes.
Anthony Rodia, who got his start right in this room
He'll be performing in New York
this weekend.
at New York Avenue. Well, here it
Oh.
says Huntington, but that's
Well, yeah.
Oh, that was a
But he's performing here at Governor's this Thursday and Friday.
fantastic.
Oh wow.
Inspired by Richard Pryor, Staten Island's Welly Jackson. Oh, he'll be performing at the Brokerage Comedy Club in Belmore.
Remember the Welly Jackson show? Loved that show. So funny.
Kevin James. Ugh. He'll be performing at.
Hey,
I'm sorry.
hey.
I love Kevin James, but I'm sorry. Anyway,
Wow.
yeah.
You know what?
I didn't know. Sometimes I don't know we're on the air.
You know,
I thought
when I
Whatever.
first
May I see that?
when I first worked at a certain cafe,
Yeah.
my first weekend, the store manager.
you don't want to say the cafe.
I will not.
Oh,
the
okay.
store manager left the building, and she for the day, for the weekend, and she said to me, "Now, Steve, remember, everything is good." That's all she said. Everything is good.
Everything is good. Yeah, there's a lot of.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
So they're not listening to clubs; they're listening to the actual comedians.
Well, it says when and where.
Well, yeah, but
Yes,
yeah,
but
they're
really
focusing
going-
the
Oh,
the
right,
actual
right. They're
comedians,
more listening the comedians and things like. They're not listening to clubs.
right.
But
All right, that's exciting.
I have a last Dear Amy, but I'll save it for a minute. I know. Did you see this, Steve? This was exciting. I didn't know this happened. They did it again. They invaded. The Allies invaded
You know
Normandy
what?
all over again.
Thank God now, because I'm a Newsday online subscriber, and
Finally.
they actually put this in.
You're all in, huh? I got you.
I only do it because I need to keep up with you and your fascinating stories that you get from your material.
You know what? The
I
audience
need to
couldn't
prepare
quite. The audience couldn't
I
quite
need-
see the disdain when he says
I
fascinating.
need to
story.
prepare because Steve won't tell me what he's going to talk
You
about.
don't think this is fascinating?
It is.
The Allies invaded Normandy all over again. Now, now let me show you
Have
something.
you no reverence? What's wrong with you,
I don't
sir?
even know what that word means. So how could I have it if I don't know what you're saying?
You know, you're irreverent and you're caustic.
Both of which are inherited and can be cured. That's a gene I've had. Steve, I wanted you to see something here. Oh, look at this. So this, did you see this? You know I'm a big fan of the old Bethpage Village restoration.
We know how much you love the old Bethpage.
And I love one of the clips Steve introduced me to, which is one of my favorites, is Conan O'Brien goes to play old-time baseball.
Baseball, just
It's very
beautiful.
funny.
Oh, my
It's-
God.
you got to see it if you
great.
haven't seen it. It's a very
Have you-
funny
Have you,
clip.
Tony? You had to have.
I think I have.
I am gonna
have to see it
Hey,
again.
you sound like the little engine that could.
I think I could.
And he actually said, and Conan actually said, before he went to the Tonight Show, he said that was his favorite remote piece.
Yeah, he
was the old Bethpage baseball one.
So you know what you could do here
What's that?
at Old Bethpage Village Restoration,
Can we
starting
play old time baseball? I would love to see you and do old time
with
baseball.
a mustache
Yes!
and the old time,
Yes.
and hold the bat with like this.
Yes.
Come on, you!
And start calling people names. Hey, listen here.
Listen, you four Flushings! Throw that old beanbag in here, huh? So you can. It says here. I don't know if this is possible. It says you can meet Theodore Roosevelt. Is that true?
Teddy?
Yeah, it says meet Theodore Roosevelt.
Why can't we just go up to his house up in Sagamore Hill and see him. Why is
Right.
what's he doing down in Old
He's
Bethpage?
trying to make a buck.
I think it'd be kind of quiet too.
Theodore Roosevelt probably would. He doesn't have a lot to. Well, he always said he carried. He spoke softly, and he had a big stick. You could campfire cook. By the way, one of our better. He was a really good president. Teddy. He's on that list. He's one of the higher ups. It says here they reenact. This is interesting. They're reenacting parts of World War One.
Nice.
Kids will enjoy that.
Yeah, watching people get killed.
Oh, sure. Look, Tommy, his head just got blown off.
There's
Hey,
your
can we take that home? You always want to
God.
reenact a war, I think.
The worst.
I like
war,
to
the-
reenact my childhood all over again.
That was a terrible, terrible war.
Which one was a better one?
There's no really good
Steve
ones.
doesn't like World War One. Which did you prefer? Which one did you serve
Well,
in?
you know,
Steve parachuted in the invasion over the Allies. Tell us about that. How did that go?
I think there are a lot more. There's always suffering in war, but I think there was a lot more suffering during World War One. There was
I
a
mean,
lot of it.
I think in all of them.
And of
Like you
course,
said,
as
I don't
said,
think
all
it's
war.
very hard
But
to.
there was, I mean, from what I watched in the documentaries, it was just, you know,
the
health technology.
and they were all on. It was a lot of cavalry, and they were
a
on
lot of
horses.
Yes,
It was a lot of that.
yes.
Speaking of which, Belmont Stakes is under investigation because they have the highest death rate of horses at their facility.
I read that in Newsday.
You can only get that in Newsday.
In what, the whole country?
Yeah, their
Really?
facility per horse race or per whatever, they have the highest death rate, and they're being investigated. And I know this weekend was the Belmont Stakes. They had it up in Saratoga, but I'm not for the. You know me, I'm very against this. I don't like the horse racing. I don't like the people coming with their stupid funny hats.
It's the sport of kings.
Don is a bit. Well, who's the big? Not Don.
Mike Francesa.
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 He sounds a lot like
He owns
Larry
a horse,
King.
too, yeah.
You and your Larry King and your Francesa sound very similar.
Well, at least the one with Jack LaLanne with Larry King. That was very.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
So, but you could do a lot here. So this is every Saturday, June 1st, from 11 to 3. You come down to the. You could see not only Teddy Roosevelt, but you could see the Rough Riders.
The Rough Riders are going to be there.
Oh, sure.
Are they going to recreate the Cuban-American War?
Now,
at
the Rough
Old
Riders
Bethpage?
also were fantastic. They were at Studio 54 doing YMCA. Right? The Rough Riders.
Don't know.
Okay. These guys don't look happy. Look at this. That's miserable looking. Look at these guys.
Oh, these are the guys from Old Bethpage?
I don't know. It could be from the war. The
No,
actual
these are the
war.
real guys. No, they're looking tough and macho. That's why they're the Rough Riders. They're rough riders. They're men of the earth.
Yeah, I try to think. You have all these. Oh, that's what I was going to say. So the Yankees, bringing us back to war, the Yankees do a seventh inning salute to the veteran stretch, right? So they always play God Bless America, but they do a salute to the veteran.
Right.
And I've noticed.
Well, they do that earlier in the game. It's like in the first few
No,
innings.
they do it seventh inning. Right when they do God Bless America, they stand up and he comes out, or they're out already. But what I noticed is they do it from all different wars and all different
Right.
decades, obviously.
Right.
So the real cool ones, not that they're cool, but when you get the World War II vets that are like 95, 96, and it's really nice to see them come out.
Right.
And they're, trying to stand there, and it's amazing because they're approaching 100 now. And they're very, solemn, and they put their hand, they do the thing. And, and they're almost embarrassed to be there, a tougher, what my point is, it's a tougher, different time frame,
Yes.
generation.
Yes.
Then they sometimes do like an Operation Desert Storm, or somebody younger, obviously,
Right.
that's maybe 10, 20 years ago. They come out and they're like, yeah, and they're jumping up and down for themselves, so you can see the difference in how they're, I get the age difference. Also, you're not going to be doing that if you're 98, but I'm just saying, I like the World War II veterans better. I like when those guys. I love to see that when they come up. They should do remote feeds where people are like like where they are people that are actually in the middle serving, like something like that. You know, like do something like that. I have a lot of ideas for that because I like that part of the game. I think that's nice.
It is nice.
And my mom noticed something. We were watching the game, and they pan around the crowd. And this was on. I put this on the producer. It was their fault. They pan around, and you want to pan on the nice people singing along, or you know, a lot of good feel. But they panned on 2 young kids that were on their phone texting.
Oh, well, they do that all.
I know.
Everyone's doing that. They always find people who are texting.
So, but I mean, it's
they try
during
to catch them.
Yeah. So my mom's like, it's terrible, and she's right. Like, you know, they were really paying attention. And Michael K always says this. He goes, whenever they do, and you know, going to the game for those guys in the press box is a job. Right, they're doing it every day. The funness wears off, right, of being at a game. It's now their job. They've done it for years. It's not like, oh my God, I'm in the press box. But he says, you know, and he loves to talk about himself. But he says, when I stand up, he goes, I always stand up and stop what I'm doing when the Star Spangled Banner starts. And he goes, nobody in that press, they don't even look up. He goes, they're all typing, and they're not a one.
Now,
No.
I go on the phone all the time also, but if I'm at a game, I stop everything
Oh,
for the
yeah,
for
of
the Star
course.
Spangled Banner. Absolutely.
Which one do you like, God Bless America, or are you a Star Spangled Banner guy?
America the Beautiful.
Oh, that's nice. I like when you throw a curveball. What about you?
I'm going to agree with Steve.
America the Beautiful?
Absolutely.
Give me a couple of bars. Because I'm trying. Yeah.
Oh, beautiful for
Nice.
spacious skies and amber,
Amber
waves of grain.
Of what?
Grain.
Of grain?
Grain.
Grain?
Amber.
That doesn't. Does that sound right? Of amber. Wait. That doesn't.
Amber waves.
Amber waves.
Amber is yellow. Waves of grain. Grain is kind of yellow.
Okay. Amber waves of grain. No, I never hear the words. I don't know the word. I'm terrible with
Oh,
lyrics.
purple mountains,
Majesty.
majesty, above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed his grace on thee. Come on, Tony, stand up and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Play ball!
That was very nice, Steve. I love that.
You know.
Now, Steve will be
needs-
also opening
who's
up the
Rob-
cricket championships with that version. Only it'll be it's going to be
Who's Robert Merrill? I don't know.
Robert Merrill. You were very good. I like that you switched into a more operetto, almost a little baritone there.
Do you think so?
Little horsey, but good.
A little horsey. I wasn't ready to.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to put you on the spot, but fantastic, Steve. That was
He
excellent.
handled it well. Absolutely.
You pulled it off, and you know the words.
I do.
A true American and a heck of a podcast host.
No. I'm only as good as my partner.
Many have said that about me. If only it was true. Did you get a tear?
I'm
For
a
those
little-
of you at
I'm a
home,
little verklempt.
are you a little verklempt?
a little verklempt?
Those new spiders will give you that.
Oh,
Yeah, those flying spiders.
You'll get the verklempt. Then you get
Get a
the
little verklempt.
Then you get the verklempt shots. Go to the doctor.
Also, the can't miss snacks. We did that. We already invaded Normandy.
Can we
Did
see
that.
what? Is there anything playing in the movies?
Yeah. Oh, let
who
me show
cares?
you. Wait.
Really? Who cares about the war? I
This
want to
is-
know
This
what's.
is really a wartime. There's not a lot of I like to see that. And here's a detailed map.
I know, and I love the whole. They have the whole 4 years of World War II annotated right here.
Yeah, it's amazing, and it's interesting because in the middle of all of this,
Sunshine Cotton from Best and Company.
they pull this out in the middle. Sunshine Cotton from Best and Company. What was Best and Company? Was that a
I
store?
guess it was a department store back in the day. Where is it? Does it have a location?
Yes, it does. Franklin and Stewart Avenues in Garden City and Manhasset. It says, here's how you'll want to soak up this summer. in this fresh flower print peak sundress designed
Very
to make
nice.
the acquiring tan an easy matter.
Very
And
nice.
to make you look pretty at the same time, which is very important. White, ground with blue, or rose.
Oh,
Sizes 10 to the plus size woman 16. But we enjoy them too. Let's see what else we got.
she's mighty nasty. Just letting it all hang out.
I'm trying to see if there's anything. There's not really movie stuff here. Maybe shaving cream here?
Oh,
Shaving soap. I love when they used to call it shaving soap.
well, let's see what's on the radio.
Oh, what's on the radio?
Okay, we're gonna.
Well, that's true. There was no TV. What was
There was no TV. There was radio.
we would have been fantastic in the 40s, me and Steve.
I completely agree.
On NBC radio, which back then was known as WEAF,
WEAF.
which became WNBC.
WNBC.
let's see.
WNBC.
So in the afternoon, you had
Yes.
the Guiding Light at 2:00.
Back then?
Back then, Guiding Light was one of the longest running soap
And
operas.
Susan Lucci was starring in it then, right?
Susan was never in Guiding
I
Light.
know.
Yeah.
She's in All My Children. I get it.
We have Ma Perkins. Everybody loves Ma Perkins.
Who doesn't? Sure.
Names I know here. Let's see what else.
The
do we
Ma
have?
Perkins Hour.
Lowell Thomas. He gave the news out.
This is Lowell Thomas in Korea.
Let's see. 7:00. You had Fred Waring, and he was like a choir conductor. He had a choir, and they.
What was he wearing?
No, he's the choir conductor.
Fred Waring. Never mind.
Fred oh!
And yes, I believe he is related to the Waring family that created the Corningware. I think something like that. I don't know.
How do you know that?
I don't know.
Why would you know that? Free your mind of this useless information. I think sometimes you're too clogged.
10:00. Bob Hope.
Oh,
10:30. Red Skelton.
that's a great hour right there. Hoping to Skelton. That's an hour you want to spend right there.
There you go. I'm trying to think if there's anyone else I know here. Not really. Okay. So much for radio.
But was there any movies playing? What was going on? Or
let's
did they
see.
stop doing movies during the war? Were they,
No, of
they were
course
doing.
not.
Of course not. Of course they
you
were
know,
doing.
I don't know.
Wartime news. You'd see the wartime news, right?
You
And
know,
then they would be before the movie.
I just think what people would do, because since there was no television, people would just go to the movie theater.
Right.
They would just automatically go to the movie theater. Sometimes they would sit in the middle from where it started, and they would just stay there and wait till the next showing and watch it from the beginning to let's see what they missed. So maybe that was the case.
I would have been so bored during that time.
Oh, they had, but they mean they.
I would have watched the Yankees. I would have got to watch. Well, I couldn't watch them. I'd have to listen to them.
the radio.
And then you don't get the score. If you didn't have a radio, you'd get the scores a month later.
Yeah, probably.
You wouldn't
right?
know.
Yeah.
You'd say, "Did the Yankees win last month?"
Really?
Could you
Just
see
monthly check their record.
monthly check?
No, you had the
Of
newspaper.
course, but do you see how spoiled we are?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean,
Yes.
we're become so spoiled. I look on Amazon and I was getting something tomorrow and I freaked out.
Yep.
That's not quick enough.
Oh, yeah.
I want the guy outside my door as soon as I press the button that he know. Here you go, Steve. I saw you press the button.
Well,
He's here.
we're streaming right now. I mean, remember, it was just, 25 years ago when, you had
Right.
to wait 5 minutes for the AOL guy to...
the dial up.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Oh,
Me and Steve gave you old time Wi-Fi sounds, old time dial
I
up.
thought I was back there.
It's just like you were there,
if
Tony.
you go to Bohack's,
Why does that sound familiar?
It was a supermarket and it was a market.
Okay.
You could get their old style loaf bread sliced for 11 cents.
When they say old style loaf bread, what does that mean?
I don't know. I guess it's old style loaf bread.
Old loaf.
And here, an ad from the Plaza Beauty Shop in Rockville Center. And it's her from Alice. Hello, friends. Here I am, Alice, formerly manager of Phil's of Limbrook, now the proprietor of Plaza Beauty Shop in Rockville Center. My long experience is your guarantee. Come in and ask for Alice. Crickets. Okay,
No,
thank
I
you.
enjoyed that. I love the way you read. I
She
could
doesn't
listen
live
to
there anymore.
Alice doesn't live there anymore.
I'm sure she doesn't. Oh, movies. Oh, good. We got listings.
All right, so give me a couple of movies, because then I want to ask you something about movies, because I'm glad I'm going to tie this all up in a bow. I always bring it together.
Not
I
a
bring
lot
it
of
home.
Just remember, this is before
Before
we
we were born.
before everyone came home from the war and moved out to the island.
Wait, this is right. So this is 1944.
This is 1944, right?
Well, that was
44.
the invasion.
Yeah, 1944.
Now, here's a quick question. Sorry. What
Please.
does D-Day stand for? What does the D in D-Day stand for?
I forgot what it meant. I did see it today or the other day.
Tony, any guesses?
I'm ashamed to admit that I don't know, but
Well, don't be ashamed.
I'm going to say demolition.
No. It means day. It actually
So we're saying day?
yes, but
Really?
they thought D-Day sounded more fluid, obviously, than saying day. It's the first day. It means that's the start of an operation, a military operation, or an invasion, or something like that.
Yep.
It's day one.
That's what I got here.
Yeah.
Referred to the beginning of an operation, the D stands for day, meaning it's actually short for day, which is nowhere near as catchy. That's what it actually says.
Yeah, and actually, also, on a side note, he was Johnny Day used to play for the Brooklyn
Right.
Dodgers back in '42.
Back in the
This,
day.
this is like ATM. People say ATM machine.
ATM, right?
Right, but most people say ATM machine
Oh, right.
when
It's
the M stands for
It's
yeah,
machine.
machine,
stands
exactly.
for machine.
Exactly.
Same thing, exactly.
It's like saying Funny Man CVK. It's redundant. You know I'm funny. CVK is funny. You don't need to say Funny Man. That's why I'm cutting that out. That'll save us 2 seconds in the intro. Tony's happy about that. I'm taking $1 off your check.
Let's see.
Go
what's
ahead. Give me a
playing.
movie, Steve.
Okay, we got Betty Davis in The Little Foxes,
I never saw that one. My mom's a big Betty Davis fan.
The Purple Heart, 7 Days Ashore, Gary Cooper and Miss Barbara Stanwyck
I think.
in
Wait, say it again. Gary Cooper,
Gary Cooper
Barbara Stanwyck.
and Barbara Stanwyck.
Gary Cooper and Barbara Stanwyck. Boy, I don't know.
Ball of Fire.
No, I wouldn't have got that.
That's a big movie. I never saw it, but
I
I know
never
it was
saw
a big
it.
movie. The Purple Heart, I told you before, with Dana Andrews and Richard Conte. 7 Days Ashore. Ooh. Let's see what else.
That's the only two movies.
No, there's others. Donald O'Connor in This Is the Life.
I never heard of these movies.
The Little Foxes,
Well, that I
which
did.
you know, that was a play
That's
too, Steve.
Yes,
we
I did.
talked about that.
We talked about that.
John Wayne, Susan Hayward, The Fighting Seabees. Don't know
And then
what
the sequel, The Fighting Jeebies.
I enjoyed that one. That was one of the only remakes I enjoyed.
Oh, very good. Well played.
Well played, sir. Well played, sir.
Danny Kaye and Dinah Shore in Up in Arms.
Isn't that where they? I love during the wartime. Not that I love the wartime, but I'm saying during that time where they use like Bing Crosby and Danny Kaye, and they would be in the military, but singing
Yes.
and dancing.
Right.
A lot of singing and dancing in the
Bob Hope, Bing
foxholes, right?
Crosby
Bing
did
Crosby.
that.
They'd all be
Robert
going to
Costello,
war,
right.
but they would be, and they break out in a song and dance, because that happens a lot when you're getting
They're trying
bombarded by the enemy. You start breaking out in a musical number.
They're trying to lift up the spirits of the Americans at bad time, and the British, for that matter.
Love the British.
Let's see, playing
Big
in
fan of
Amityville,
the
Follow
UK.
the Boys. I don't know that one.
Follow the boys.
Let's see what else is playing. Oh, in Belmore, we have the Bridge of San Luis Rey and the Memphis Belle.
That's San Louis, I
Okay.
believe.
Louis.
Or Louis.
Yes, you might be right about
I think
that.
I am.
Let's see, Farmingdale. The Fighting Seabees are playing in Farmingdale. There you go. Along with Moonlight in Vermont.
Okay, I've heard enough. of
Was there a movie theater?
I got a question for you, Steve. Speaking of movies, I'm not bringing in old time papers anymore. Steve gets enthralled with it. He loves. I am fascinated when I see
think
those
it's cool,
retro
yeah.
because I love to see that time actually happened when I wasn't here. I feel like it's amazing that things actually happened when I wasn't here.
And if you need any service on your RCA radio, you could go over to the Temple of Music in Hempstead, Freeport, and Rockville Center.
Starring Harrison Ford.
They're an RCA-approved factory radio service center.
Now, let me ask you a question, Steve.
Yes.
If I may.
Please.
Did you ever hear, either of you boys, of Movie Pass?
Yes.
So
I
they-
did have movie
They're
pass.
doing this documentary now.
Yeah, I got to see
Did you
that.
see it?
I haven't seen it
I
yet.
watched it.
Yeah.
You got to watch it.
Yes.
You'll really enjoy it.
It
Because
sounds-
Steve, you know what Movie Pass was?
I know what it is or was, yeah. But I don't know about the documentary.
So it just came out on HBO Max.
Okay.
And it's about the founder. Actually, it's about the guys that took over from the founders and kicked them out. And it's actually the guy that was kicked out he was so passionate about it, he's trying to reboot it now.
Right.
the right way.
It's back.
But the two guys that really drove it into hell and used it as a money laundering scam, with these two guys, it really gets deep into it. But at the beginning, it was see any movie, anytime, any day, and you just paid this fee.
Right.
And you got a
monthly-
card, and
like a
it was like
monthly fee.
the first subscription thing, which AMC and all these places have now. But it's more control. They did it, and they saw they weren't making any money because it was like you said, people could go to the movies anytime. Then they started scamming, like you'd get to the theater and they would take the hits away. So if you went to go see Mission Impossible, all of a sudden it wasn't on your app.
Yeah, it wasn't available.
And
Right.
now
okay.
because they were like, well, this is not working, and they were losing millions and millions. And so the documentary gets into that, but it's interesting. It's on HBO Max.
Yeah,
But I figured you and maybe you would have.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
You're a movie. You like those club subscription cards.
Right.
So what did you paid a fee for the month?
So you pay a monthly fee, and you would get. It was actually a credit card. Technically, it was a credit card. It was a MasterCard.
Right.
And you would just use that, and I forgot how to use it because I didn't use it that much. I had for a very brief time, and then at that time it was kind of going down at that point, and I ended up just getting rid of it and going to AMC because
You do the AMC subscription. Now, what is AMC? Your current one? What does that allow you?
You could see 3 movies a week,
Which is pretty. And what does that run you
$24, $25.
for the month?
Yeah.
So 3 movies a week.
Yep.
You could see 12
You could see
movies.
2 in a month, and that makes
And
up.
that makes
for-
up,
that
sure.
makes
I
up
mean, it's
for it.
$30 right there for 2 movies.
Now, here's something that for all you residents of Hicksville don't know that I know now. Starting next week, the Hicksville Movie Theater, the multiplex over in the Broadway Commons, tickets are going to be $9 all the time. $9 seats.
Really?
Yep.
Why are they doing that? Not that I'm
I
upset.
don't think business is good there. Actually, I talked to the manager. That's why. I guess I should. I don't even know.
Nobody listens to the
I
show.
do
Don't
know.
worry, Steve.
Yeah.
We're the only 2 listening. I'm not even listening.
I guess business is kind of rough in the mall right now.
Wow.
Business is always rough in the mall.
It's nothing like the bush, you know.
It's always rough in the bush.
Yeah.
But there are flames on my cars.
And here's another
Sheldon.
movie thing that I want to bring up. Do you know in the Bronx, a multiplex closed? And now there are no movie theaters in the borough of the Bronx.
Come on.
There are no movie theaters in the Bronx.
Wow.
How's that
Is that
possible?
crazy?
There's nowhere for them to go see a movie.
They have to go.
They got to go to the city.
They have to go to Yonkers, or they could go to Westchester. They could go to Manhattan. They could go everywhere, but not in the Bronx.
I miss, and I always loved the old time drive-in. I used to love. The
Oh,
old
me too.
drive-in. I used to
Absolutely.
love that. Was
Westbury.
like a nice
Yeah.
event.
Yep,
What
I
was the
agree.
last one on Long Island? Westbury.
I believe.
Was Westbury the last one?
I think so. I'm not positive.
Yeah, maybe it was.
Now they do some makeshift ones in
Right,
the
but it's not
summer.
the
They'll put that
same.
right. It's just not the old weather
Well,
in Copic.
Johnny Allweather, yeah.
That
in
was
Copic.
great.
Yeah. And even before your time, there was the Massapequa Drive-In, which I had gone.
Which was where?
It was where
What's there now?
Where ShopRite. You know where
Right there?
ShopRite
Yeah,
was?
yeah. But that's so
That-
close to the Copic.
that
One. They would
whole
have
bit-
2.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
within pretty.
Yeah.
It's like a mile now.
Yeah.
Even. Wow.
It was so yeah, that whole building was not there. That was the drive-in was laid back, behind.
Do you remember a movie you saw at that theater?
I did. I saw Snow White there. I remember as a kid.
Really
Yeah. Or I saw The Jungle Book. I've never seen both. I'm not too sure.
interesting.
Yeah.
That kind of scares me a little bit. Like, is that going to be like the future? Or like, you think they're gonna?
I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, any place in America, you would think that would happen, but least likely in one of the boroughs of New York City.
Yeah.
And that's really scary. Or else, I think there's a lot more going on. I don't know if, I mean, I thought the Bronx was on the up and up. Maybe there's, I think what the deal with the place closed because they didn't want to pay the rent. And they like everyone else, everything else in New York, they're up in everyone's rent
right.
and they can't afford it. And
Wow.
so
That's it.
they'll probably put a stupid Home Depot or something there.
Nothing stupid
which
about a
is-
Home Depot. I enjoy a time in Home Depot.
Steve.
Speaking of Home Depot,
Yes. Oh,
this is one of our last Dear Amy's. She said she's finishing. We won't have another one.
Steve, how do you feel about this? You've always had this love-hate relationship with Dear Amy.
I feel a little bit, I have to say, sad that she's going to be stepping down. And I actually told Steve I thought I would be perfect for that position.
I can see that.
So they're
Giving
gonna,
useless advice
Yes.
to people
so
that
they are
ask
going to
the
replace.
newspaper for
They are
help.
going to replace her, right?
There's some guy, I
what's
forget
his
his name.
name?
I don't know his name. But anyway.
You see, from now on, you need to read these advice columns, but forget about the responses. Let it be Ask Stevie K.
Right.
And let you.
Ask Stevie K.
Let's hear.
Ask Stevie
let's
K.
hear
You want to
do.
get the real, get the real feedback.
the real beef.
I don't. Right. It's like you want Kobe beef, you come to me. You want to get Arby's, go to this. But anyway, I digress. My wife of 30 plus years. Well, that's your problem right there. Won't stop flirting with a man that works for her.
Oh.
Although not in the same office, he is married and flirts back.
Bow, chicka, bow, bow.
Yeah.
What bothers me is he has slept with at least one other woman in her office. In the office? Oh, in her office. He told her that his wife refused to have sex with him and that's why he did it. I have seen texts from both of them by accident. Yeah, I'm sure. They do dinners and meetings outside of work when the spouses are unavailable. I told her this needs to stop, but she claims that he is a friend and that she needs his help. She refuses marriage counseling. I recently learned that she had an affair with another coworker. She refuses to talk about it and says it was a long time ago, more than 20 years. Get over it, she said to him. That she had an affair, but says to him, it was a long time ago. Get over it. Why don't you get over it? So he says, I love my wife.
Don't we all?
Sure. But really
So can
can't...
you for $20.
There you go. Ba-dum-bum. But really can't take this disrespect any longer. That's why I'm calling news. In reality, as I near retirement and the end of my pathetic existence, I feel that I have wasted the best years of my life, which was a great Dolly Parton song. One of my faves. Any suggestions? Signed, Distraught. I got a suggestion. You go over to the Massapequa station. What do you think? What's the one that doesn't stop, that has you get the 455. That one's really moving. And you just a toe. You go right, make sure, because you don't want to survive that. You make sure you're right by the third rail. She says, Dear Distraught, I hope you don't genuinely believe that you have wasted the best years of your life, even though you have spent them with this woman. The best years of your life could be ahead. Probably not. You will feel better if you take some of your power back.
God,
See
Tony,
a lawyer.
really?
See a lawyer. Commit to counseling. She says that the choices are yours. Enjoy. She tells him to enjoy. I'm sure by the time that the feedback got to him, he's long gone. I mean, he's offed himself.
No.
Either a building. I don't understand the jumping off a building. That used to be a big thing in the 90s. Everybody jumped off buildings.
Right.
I wouldn't want to do that.
Well, Amy, she's retiring.
She's just mailing it in
She's
now.
going back to New York. She's moving to New York. I think she has some things to deal with. Maybe we should give her a call and maybe
Get her on the show.
get her on the
That's
show.
a great idea.
I should get her.
You should find her,
I am
yes.
going to do that. It only took 10 years of the show. You finally gave me something good. Now, do you know this guy? Did you know Leonard Nimoy has a son? Spock Jr.?
It's not his name. He's written a book.
Yes, he looks like Leonard Nimoy.
I don't think so.
You don't think he looks a little like Leonard?
I think he looks like I forget the actor's name, the guy who played Robin.
Burt Ward.
Burt
Burt
Ward.
Ward. I think he looks like Burt
He
Ward.
does look a little more like Burt Ward. Maybe he's Burt Ward's son. They were all messing around back in Hollywood in those
It was
days.
the 60s.
It was the 60s.
It was crazy.
Hey, you're not Leonard. You're not Spock's
was
son.
crazy.
You're Robin's son.
Go write a different book.
You're right. You were with Catwoman. I know Catwoman and Spock got together. But anyway, it's called The Most Human, and it's reconciling with my father, the Leonard Nimoy and Adam Nimoy story.
Well, if I remember back, he did have a weird like a difficult relationship with him. I remember back in the 80s, he was on Howard Stern and was trashing his father. Of course, Howard took that. I had to put him on because,
I'd like to end with a good feel
Bitter.
story.
yeah. Oh,
There's a
aren't
number,
they all?
Well, there's a high number of turtles being killed on Long Island.
What?
They say, do you see this here? It
Why
says the
would
number
any-
of turtles killed crossing roads has soared on Long
Why
Island.
would anyone on Long Island
So
want to hurt
it says
tortoises?
Wait till the light is red before they cross the street.
that's what I agree that they're not. First of all, if you're in a rush to go to work, do you know how long you'd have to wait for a turtle to cross the road?
Right.
Who's got that kind of time?
Our station manager at the radio station was driving on Jericho Turnpike the other day,
Oh no.
and there were some Canadian geese crossing, and the car just hit the
He did or he
yeah
saw
one
it?
of the adults. Yeah,
See, that's not ending on a. We got to get a better good feel ending. Here, this will be better. This kid, this is better. This kid, he's, I don't know. You could tell right there.
big time nerd.
Yeah. Oh, Steve. Oh my God. That's terrible. It's young Sheldon. This is a real life young Sheldon.
Is it?
Yeah.
I didn't mean that. Of course.
Yeah.
I'm
Sound-
thinking Better Off Dead. Remember the young brother?
Oh,
Yes,
I want
yes.
my $2.
No, well, that was
No,
the
that was
Paperboy.
Paperboy.
But he had the young brother
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
build all the
Those had
how
that
to build
smile
a
on
rocket.
his face.
Yes, that's right.
How to get all these all these slutty women
Yeah.
into your house. Yeah.
You see, he's playing it up though. That's
Well, of course he's hamming it. Well, not so much.
He's
If you
got
look
the
at-
suit. Look what he's wearing.
Well, Steve, not so much because if. Oh wait, I don't. Oh, there he is. This kid's got it. He's macking it. He loves the
Look at
suit
the
look.
suit is okay, but the other one, that's
Obviously,
they-
that's a little.
That's how
corny.
you make him look.
So it says he's graduating. He's looking forward to going to college. He's going to New York University, majoring in math. He's 12.
Oh my goodness.
What did you do at 12?
I didn't major in math.
I didn't major in math in high school either.
I don't know what I was doing in 12. I'll tell you this.
I know Tony was doing at 12. He was
I would have dressed
he was
like-
cutting school and listening to Rob
if
Leonard's radio show.
I would have dressed, if I would have
Very
dressed
true.
like this at 12, I wouldn't be doing the Steve Squared show right now. I'll tell you that.
That's
They would have
right.
found me in a locker. It says here, but he does give you a good note. This is great. The past 4 years have taught me, so since he was 3, have taught him everything is possible no matter what age you are. Whether you're very young or very old, it doesn't matter.
That's beautiful.
That's how we should end the show. The advice of a 12-year-old. He's been around. He'll be, you know what'll happen? Now let me end on a not so nice note. He'll get involved in some kind of sordid, tawdry,
It'll happen.
some
soon.
kind of
It's gonna happen.
sex trafficking.
It's gonna happen soon enough, isn't it?
It's definitely. You're going to see him in 3 years. He's strung out in a meth clinic.
Well, that's what he's making.
That's
on the
what he's
cover
making
there.
right there.
That's Walter White right there.
He's there. He is.
The caustic, Stevie K.
The acoustic?
The caustic.
Oh, it's growing on me, like with those spider bites. Thank you. Anyway, we hope you enjoyed or sat through. Thank you for sitting through and enduring this nonsense. We'll get that ventriloquist on. I promise you. I again apologize. Watch all your shows on Gov's Radio, Knock 'em Dead Comedy, of course. Tony, did you have a movie come out or something you were involved in? I saw you post that.
I
know we're off, but I just wanted to ask you quick.
No, that's cool. I appreciate it. No, it's I had 2 premieres in the month of May with projects I was involved in.
Wow.
Yeah, I was pretty excited. One is a pilot for a reality show that we filmed it here.
Wow.
And the other one was a comedian named Greg Kritikos out of Queens. He also made a pilot about a pizza place. It's almost like a Cheers type feel. But it's a pizza place, and I had a
Were you in?
small,
Did you have a
small role in that.
So
yeah.
will those be streaming somewhere? Is that something we could see, or is that still in
I
project
believe
development?
the pizza thing will be on YouTube, I think, this week or next week.
Oh,
and
wow.
I don't know about the reality show. I don't know what's happening with
Okay.
that. But
And I don't know if you saw this, but I've in contact with the guys from this new show. I don't know if you saw Tires.
Oh, Shane Gillis.
There you go.
Shane Gillis was on
Really?
in here once.
Shane coming here?
No, I'm talking about for dumbbells.
Oh,
very
Connected them because
Wow.
I put the two things together, and I was thinking, because of their tires. I don't know if you saw Tires.
I haven't seen it, but I know of it.
Yeah, it's almost
and I'm going to watch
very
it.
similar. And so I thought they would be, and they really had no. I don't know how they got this show on Netflix. I haven't spoken with him
Because of Shane Gillis.
Well, that's probably why.
Yeah.
Because the
He's
other guy I've
big.
never heard of,
I don't
Gerber,
even know.
Steve Gerber or something. I'm not Gerben, Gerben. I don't know. So the two of them did sketch work together, but it's not like they had this long list of shows to get a
Right.
show on Netflix. But it's funny.
Yeah, I've been meaning to check it out.
Check it out.
That's way cool.
Check it out. Anyway,
And just to let you know,
let me know.
caustic, sarcastic, in a scathing and bitter way. Funny man Stevie K was making caustic comments about Stevie M.
Caustic. CAUSTIC.
Yes.
Eat your heart out, nerd boy.
You'll have your bow tie on next week.
That's right. Anyway, we can't stop giving you enough of this useless entertainment. Next Monday, 6:30, we'll be back without the ventriloquist, of course.
Yeah.
Well, Steve will do it. For the Emster,
Thank you, mister. You're very nice.
for Mr. Steve's hand,
Can I give you a kiss?
get that hand away from me. And I don't say that a lot.
Nice. He's very handsome.
Go sing some more God Bless America. And the Caustic, Steve K. And, of course, thanks, Tonster.
Thank you, guys.
We'll
Thank
see
you.
you next Monday, 6:30. Steve Squared. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Have a great night.
There
There we go. We were ahead of it.
Tony Mr. Q, that's what happened.